Happy Monday, LinkedIn friends, and welcome to CI in 5. The purpose? To get your week started off on the good foot, guiding and empowering new CI professionals looking to find their way, and providing a spark to seasoned practitioners who have lost the love and feeling. The challenge? Your favorite lean thinkers sum up what continuous improvement means to them in 5 minutes or less, and in 5 words or less. Think of it kind of like a kata geek going on a speed date. I know, right? This is gonna be fun. Let's do this.
Katie Anderson, welcome to CI in 5. Thank you so much for being here today.
I'm excited to be here and do our CI in 5.
Well, great. Hey, if you do not know who Katie Anderson is, she is a speaker, a consultant, a teacher, and now she is a published author of a new book. So exciting. And we'll, of course, link to that book and get you all the details of that book, Learning to Lead, Leading to Learn, at the end of the program. But for now, let's get to the CI in 5, what we're here about. So, Katie, tell us, what is your CI in 5?
I have actually less than 5 words, and I'm going with the first words that came to my mind when you asked this question, which is never stop learning. Something that brought this home to me, even though I've really felt that was the core for a long time, was when I befriended Isao Yoshino, who is the subject of my book, Learning to Lead, Leading to Learn. And he made this comment early to me, saying the only secret to Toyota is its attitude towards learning. And the more we worked together and dived into really his 40 years of experience at Toyota, I really realized how deep this concept of learning is. And it's a lifetime of learning. And how if we can always embody that for ourselves too, of staying curious, being willing to experiment, being willing to fail, we will continuously improve. And to me, if you always keep learning, you're going to persevere and continuously improve. I worked at Stanford Children's Hospital in the Cancer Center, and how I was at that time helping a group of passionate doctors and nurses and staff to make improvements in their outpatient cancer center. And they were distraught over why children were waiting hours and hours on end just for basic infusions many times a week. And it was through some structured work and practice of learning how to go to see and how to break down the problem and engaging the different people who do the work in a systemic way that they really made huge improvements there. And what was important too is that my role in that project or in that initiative was not to come in and just fix it for them and leave, but I was there as a teacher by their side to help them discover continuous improvement techniques and a mindset so that they could also then take those improvements and continuously improve on top of them as well.
Thinking about continuous improvement, maybe those people who've been professionals or experts or people who are just stuck as CI practitioners, what would you say to them to kind of give them a spark or a boost in their practice?
I would say this for everyone is how, and you know this is a favorite phrase of mine, but how do you connect with your intention? So I would say for anyone who's feeling frustrated though, get back to that sense of purpose. What is it that gave you a spark originally, either as a CI practitioner or in whatever field that you're in? What was the thing that gave you joy back then? Or what are the things that give you joy or that you want to achieve? And then how can you align your behaviors better with that or the things in your daily life to achieve that purpose?
Someone like myself who's just kind of starting along the journey, a couple years in as someone who's passionate about lean, what would you say to kind of help guide and empower them as they're trying to find their way?
Yeah, so when I think back to my early days too, it's about staying curious, but also owning not being the problem solver for everyone else. So I think sometimes, and I know this was my experience as well, I love solving problems, and I felt like I was being so helpful as a continuous improvement expert. I'd go in and solve it for them. I was so excited and thrilled to be doing that. And so to not lose sight of that enthusiasm and your problem solving capabilities, but also recognize an important part of your role is helping others learn as well. So how do you teach those continuous improvement skills, and how do you not be taking over all the problem solving, but how do you help create those conditions so that the people who truly own those problems or those situations are learning as well? And so to hold those two things together can be a real challenge, especially when you're getting started. Although actually I would say sometimes it's hard for experienced continuous improvement practitioners too. So it's about going back to what's that intention and what's our role in those circumstances.
Beautiful. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk today. I would sure could talk for minutes and hours and days about all of these fantastic things. And of course, I'm going to encourage everybody to check out Katie's new book, and we'll link to that in Katie's website if you want more information on all the great work she's doing. Thank you so much for being here on CI in 5 today, Katie.
Thank you, Sam. My pleasure.
Thanks for joining me for CI in 5, the place for you to jumpstart your week and energize you along your continuous improvement journey. So what about you? What's your CI in 5? Would love to hear from you in the comments section below, and of course would sure appreciate it if you would like, tag, share, or connect, and feel free to join me on my daily journey of 90 Second Purpose, the place where I share with you my purpose, intent, and action for the day, and reflect on the previous day's intent and action. Again, 90 Second Purpose is the place to be. Until next week, where you join me with another one of your favorite lean thinkers, stay calm and Kaizen.